Boy, Mr. Damn, I can't do nothing with this little mic sitting right here. I don't like this little piece right here. This piece is, no. That's when you go outside and you don't want to be too close. But what's up, everybody? This is your boy, mr.TooRawtruth, back with another episode of Barber Culture podcast.
Style is what I call art.
No, I had to get that out of ass. Today we're going to be talking about, the main thing we're going to be talking about is the question I get a lot. Question I get a lot is, how does it feel to actually be a barbershop owner? To be honest with y'all, I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. I thought less hours, becoming your own boss. I thought that I had to put that many hours in. But then when you go into like wanting to open a barbershop, now I'm not saying that everybody should have their own business. I mean, it depends on you as a person at the same time. Me personally, owning the shop is stressful. It's stressful because you try to look for the right help. It's stressful because now you are in charge of your own finance, so your books has to be right or go to jail. It's stressful when you trying to figure out different ways to expand your business. It's a lot of ups and downs when it comes down to owning your own business and maintaining the building that you're in and trying your hardest to keep everything as smooth as possible being a business owner. Me, I've been doing it for 2.5 years now. And what I learned with running a business is basically just being consistent, being consistent, to be honest with you, and being dedicated to the truth of like what you want to do as far as being a barbershop owner or any entrepreneur, but you have to put in the work. I mean, things just ain't gonna fall in your lap. I mean, things get hard. Sometimes you have easy days, sometimes you have very hard days. And me, my days be up and down. There's days where I want to come in and cut hair, and there's days that I don't want to cut hair. There's days I just want to chill, but I know that I have a responsibility to other people. With being a barbershop owner, you have to find a way to cope with being a business owner, and if you have kids, being a parent. People see me as this funny comedian barber, and when I go home, I'm not that same person. And only when I'm on camera, because I know how to turn the funny part of me on and off. Another thing with being a business owner, and this is for my guys that are in a relationship, that's business owners, and they have to go home, be dad and husband or dad and boyfriend, whatever your status may be. You need that time to reflect on everything that you went through that day. It's like basically like you can work from 9 to 7, and you deal with so many personalities as a business owner, and even as a barber, even entrepreneur period. But you need time to go home, relax yourself, and get your thoughts together, turn entrepreneur mode off and turn dad mode on. Like on Sundays and Mondays, I'm not in the shop. The shop is shut down. And I have it like that only because I need time to reflect throughout the whole week of what's been going on mentally. And that's my mental break. That's my mental taking a break. I see a lot of barbers, they still be inside the shop. They still cut on, some barbers cuts on Mondays. And it's like, hey, if it works best for you, do it. Me personally, I want to take the time and spend more time with my kids. I want to take the time to even be in the business owner because I got some plans in the work, y'all. And it's going to be bigger than me owning a barbershop. It's going to be way bigger than me owning a barbershop. So y'all stay tuned to my channel. Y'all do, y'all see what's going on. But I'm a very private person. So it's like, with that being said, y'all see. I got some things in works. But at the same time, we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of being a barbershop owner. The pros is you can make your own hours. You can do basically your own thing. You don't have to wait for a barber to come open the shop. You don't have to wait for the actual owner to come open the shop. You don't have to wait on a lot of BS when it comes down to you being in the shop. I am the only barber inside my barbershop. Did I want it to be like that? No. I did want to hire some people to come. I hired a couple people. Turned out they didn't work out. We're not gonna get into that story. Maybe if y'all asked for it, I would tell that story. But right now, we're not gonna get into that story. I put them in. I guess the shop wasn't as fast, for them. I was telling them, yo, you come in here, you build your own clientele. When I mean you build your own clientele, you really build your own clientele. It's not me giving you clients. It's not me, handing you handouts. No, you go out there, you get your own clientele. That way you know that you actually put in some work. And that's the reason why I'm the only one in the barber, because the people I really had in here didn't want to work. They didn't want to, it wasn't no drive with this generation. It's not no hustle when it comes down to this generation. So that's why I'm the only one in the shop. And to be honest, I love being by myself. It's less frustration. I shouldn't have to feel like I'm in competition with the next person. They shouldn't have to feel like they're in competition with me at the same time. But that's how this barber industry works. That's how it's operating. It's about who's the best barber and who can cut the fade the fast and who can cut the everything the best. My thing is, me as a barber, I'm all for the clients. I get the clients what they need. I get the clients what they ask for. And that be the end of that for the most part. Another pro of owning the shop, let's see. Another pro of owning the shop is, well, I can bring my kids up here. I know some barber shops don't allow you to bring, families up here, but me, sometimes I like to have my kids up here because I like to show them what I'm doing. I like to give them the aspect of daddy is at work, daddy is doing something, and that motivate my kids to a point they might grow up and say, Dad, I want to cut hair, or Dad, I want to be an entrepreneur. And then showing them when they ask me the question and they be like, Dad, do you have your own, who's your boss? And I'll be like, I am the boss. I own my business. And they ask me, and these are 5, 8-year-old kids, and they ask me, well, who do I answer to? And I'm like, I answer to no one, but I do have a partnership though. So whatever I want to do, I do have to consult with my partner, just like whatever my partner wants to do, have to come consult with me. And that's another big thing. Always find a solid partnership. When you want to go into business with yourself, always find somebody that's willing to back you up and don't really look for no handouts. But a partnership can be good or bad. My experience having a partnership, it's pretty well. I mean, sometimes we argue like cats and dogs, but they say a partnership, a business partnership is like a marriage. until y'all finally get y'all divorce. But at the same time, it's like, I enjoy having a partnership with the partner that I have with, far as business-wise. My partner did teach me a lot of things about, business aspects on running a business. My partner actually ran a couple businesses themselves. At the same time, it's a lot of work. Having a partner, it's a lot of work running a business, but at the end of the day, business is still going, business is still good. The cons is the keeping everything together. Is if you have a slow week as a barber and you can't figure out how you're gonna pay booth rent or even your bills, especially in a small city, it gets stressful. And when you feel like you're doing everything yourself, it gets very stressful. It put a weight on your shoulder. And my thing is, when I came into the barber industry, I already had a weight on my shoulder as far as working for somebody and getting paid, but still not getting enough money to make my rent or make everything, like my bills and stuff like that. So it bothers me. That's why I left what I was doing. As I said, if y'all want to check out the first video, y'all know what I did and how long I did it for. But at the same time, it was more so of me finding me, if y'all get what I'm saying. Me trying to figure out basically what I want to do with my life. But that's really the only con, is trying to figure everything out if you don't have enough money to do it. And you have to, but that's when I really learned about, credit. That's when I really learned about credit. We're gonna talk about that in another segment. I don't know when, we're gonna talk about it in another segment. We're gonna talk about just the basic points on your basic credit, like for barbers. And I could just give you one offhand. Let's say that a barber don't have enough money to pay their booth rent. They got some of the money, but they don't have all of it. I tell all my barbers this, and I'm telling y'all, the barbers that's looking at this, the people that's looking at this with their own business, if you don't have enough money to even pay your booth rent for my hairstylist and everything, secure you a credit card. It can be a $500 credit card. That's the best thing to do as a barber. Just in case you cannot make your booth rent, use your credit card. But it can be tricky now, because now you're gonna need a LLC as a independent contractor. Because now if you're working inside a barbershop, you need LLC. Whatever your barber name is, whatever your name is, you can actually turn your name into an LLC to a point where now you can build that LLC credit up using your EIN number. And I learned that just not too long ago, and that's how I'm going to do business. I'm going to take mr.TooRawtruth, which is converted to LLC, waiting on my EIN number, and once I get my EIN number, I'm gonna start securing credit cards through that name, basically building business credit. And as far as that, now you have that secured credit card, you're paying your booth rent on time. Now you're paying your booth rent as an independent contractor, as a barber that's written out of, and I say independent contractor because you're written out of chair. You don't own the chair, you don't own the building, you don't own the business. So when I say independent contractor, you basically is an independent barber that's going in and renting just a session out. Far as anything else, I mean, this game, this barber game barber is a big industry. Is a very big industry, and once we get to that fact on how to manage ourselves, manage our money, and keep tab of what needs to be done and how can we grow, then you'll be one of the most successful person or barber or entrepreneur ever. It's just I'm learning now things take time. Things take a lot of time. And I'm starting to have a lot of patience when it comes down to things taking a lot of time. But at the end of the day, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? But to be honest, I love being an owner. I love doing what I do. I mean, it may get better than this. I'm going to pray that it get better than this. Not financially. I mean, financially, like, your boy good. Like, your boy good. But it's good enough for me. It may not be good enough for everybody else. Do I want more? Of course. Do I pray down what I receive? No. I thank God every morning of what I receive, where I came from, and just thankful, man. Like, just being thankful to actually be here, to actually say I own my own business. A lot of people can't say that. A lot of people didn't make it to actually even own a business. I had friends die right out of high school. So just to think, you know, one day I'm gonna leave this planet, and one day I need to leave my kids with something. I wanna leave them with something. And I wanna do an even better job than like my parents did. I mean, we grew up, everybody that was born in the 90s grew up, you know, some of us had, you know, inheritance. Some of us had, you know, money to lay back on, but majority of the black community didn't. We didn't have the inheritance to actually even think about, you know, what we want to do when we grow up, opening a business, or, you know, just traveling the world, because our parents weren't taught that. And their parents, after their parents weren't taught that. So if you look at your grandmother, your grandma's still around, your grandfather's still around, 95% of grandparents are still working. So it's my job as a dad to break that cycle. It's my job to actually open as many of these that I can open, and when I'm long gone, pass them down to my kids. So they will have a residual income, so they will have never to worry. People ask me, well, how rich do you want to be, Truth? And I always say this, I want Batman money. That's my slogan. I want Batman money. Everybody that knows who Batman is, which is Bruce Wayne, everybody know his mom and dad set up a foundation. Yes, it is a cartoon, but it's a living dream. It's a thing that I know I can make come true. But Bruce Wayne's parents created a foundation that when they died, their kids is forever situated. And you look at it, if you go back and look at Batman, this man really spending $20 million on tools and gets and gadgets and stuff like that. Even after his houses burned down, he rebuilt them. Even different other stuff, he rebuilt them. He get new stuff. This man got money. Now I'm talking about generational wealth. And that's where it comes in at, generational wealth. I want to pass down a legacy and generational wealth. People always talk about how big they want to be of the aspect, but I don't want the fame. I want to be that quiet, rich person. I want to be that person that you will look at me and be like, he ain't got no money. Look at his shoes, he broke, look what he got on. But I bet if Mark Zuckerberg walked down the street, y'all just think he a typical white man. Cause he don't flash. That's how I wanna be. And that's why I started my own company, my own barbershop, which I love to do. But thank y'all for tuning into this episode of Barber Culture. This is your boy, Mr.TooRawtruth, host, father, barber. and all. Y'all have a good one. Oh, don't forget, go ahead and get y'all Big Down Emotion shirts, dog. Y'all stop playing. I got the hoodies. I got the t-shirts. Oh, and for my dreadheads, if y'all want dread beanies, I don't know what to call them. Y'all want the dread beanies, let your boy know. All right? I got you. Like, straight up real. Just add me on Instagram at $1 Billion Motion. On Instagram, that's BILLION. Dollar is spelled DOLLA. And then motion. Pretty sure y'all know how to spell motion, but for some of y'all that probably can't, it's MOTION. Let's get it. All right.